Good morning, everyone. A great big welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in the heart of Las Cruces. Yeah, spring must be here. It's great to see you all. We're going to start with a couple of songs. I invite you to stand if that's comfortable. Yeah.
We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Oh, I am, and I am, and I am. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Oh, I am, and I am, and I am. Oh, I we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. We are the harvest we reap. There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. There is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. You are my reflection. There is only one.
There's only one. Good morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Bonnie, the Community Spiritual Leader here at the Center, and I'd like to welcome you to the Center for Spiritual Living in the heart of Las Cruces, where our vision is a world in loving partnership for the good of all. And I want to welcome everyone online and who watches us later, and also anyone who is visiting here for the first time. If this is your first time, I hope you get a visitor packet. In the back, there is a gift certificate to the bookstore in there as well. And if you fill out the front form, it'll let us know how you found us. And also, if you'd like to get the newsletter every week, it's an e-newsletter, will come to your email. Be sure to read the newsletter. All of the stuff that's going on around here is in the newsletter. You can also go to our website online. We keep beefing that up as well. So hopefully you can go to that and see all kinds of good stuff. I want to welcome Yvette, who is our special music and speaker today as well. Yvette Trijillo has been a devoted student of New Thought principles for over 25 years, finding her spiritual home with Centers for Spiritual Living Communities since 1998. A lifelong musician, she weaves music into her ministry, knowing its power to open hearts and lift spirits. As a licensed CSL practitioner since 2014, she has served and spoken in communities across New Mexico and Washington State, always guided by a deep calling to reveal the wholeness, loving kindness, and compassion within us all. Now, in the final stretch of her ministerial studies, she steps forward with an even deeper commitment to be of service spiritually. And so what exactly does that mean? Well, I am excited to announce to you all today that she has agreed to work for us here at the Center for Spiritual Living in Las Cruces as our Associate Director of Spiritual Operations. Isn't that a great title? She and her beloved wife will be moving here as soon as they possibly can. In the meantime, she'll be spending time online with us and coming down and visiting. You'll be seeing more of her on Sunday mornings as our speaker. And we are so excited to have her. She said, with great joy and a full heart, she officially joins this beloved community, ready to walk alongside you in faith and love. We are so grateful to have Yvette with us. And I'm so excited to finally get to tell you. I had to put that first in the announcements. We are just so blessed. In addition, the other good news that's happening this month, the last Saturday of March from 1 to 3 will be a flute playing workshop with Armand and Angeline. They will be here, and then following the flute concert, or workshop, will be their concert for the evening from 5 to 7 with new music that they have written for a magical musical comedy concert. Now, next Sunday, between now and then, will be our board meeting, and on the third Sunday, March 16th, we will follow the service with a potluck. Now, I hope if y'all want to do potlucks, I hope y'all remember the third Sunday we have our potluck. It's not a town hall yet. That'll be in April. But it's a potluck. After the service, we can get together and share food. Also, then on Sunday, March 30th, after Armand and Angeline are here, it's pronounced dive. It's spelled D-A-I-M-H. It's a Celtic word. They're doing a musical concert here from 5 to 7 that Sunday. We are also gearing up for our treasure sale again, which will be the end of April on the 26th, but we will start receiving donations as early as March 24th. So start gathering, do your spring cleaning, get ready to bring things in, and Janice will once again coordinate that, and all volunteers are welcome. So keep that in mind. And then I was reminded, don't forget next Sunday, I'm speaking, I hope you all are here, because you have to spring ahead. It's daylight savings. So that I've always dreaded speaking on daylight savings because there's like that many people and everybody shows up late going, oh, what happened? So don't forget daylight savings next Sunday. Now please welcome to the platform our platform assistant, Judy. Do you need that? Give me that later.
Okay. Good morning, thank you. I've been to the Armand flute lesson class that we're doing. It's awesome. The sound he makes his flutes, and it's the most meditative sound I can imagine. So just wanted to put a plug in. He brings the flutes. Yeah, you don't have to have a flute. And it's just transformative. So think about that. So here at the Center for Spiritual Living, we believe in the power of prayer, and it's what is behind every action and choice. So, and that's what we teach. We teach prayer so that it's behind every action and choice. And in front of you on the seat back is a prayer request card that you can fill out, and we have a wonderful, loving group that meets every week and prays with you on the topic that you want assistance with. And we also have gratitude cards because we love seeing how Spirit is working in your life and how things are going. So please utilize that group. Utilize what you know about prayer, because it will get you where you want to go. What else didn't I say? Oh, then there are 3 of us here today, Beth and Bob and I, that are available for a short treatment right after, if there's anything sitting on you that you'd like to let go of so you could have a better week. So please, use us. We love it. Okay? Thank you. So now it is time for song, silence, and prayer.
You are the light of love. I am the light of love. You are the light. I am the light. We are the light of love. You are the light of peace. I am the light of peace. You are the light. I am the light. We are the light of peace. You are the light of joy. I am the light of joy. You are the light. I am the light. We are the light of joy. You are the light of love. I am the light of love. You are the light. I am the light. We are the light of love. You are the light. I am the light. We are the light of love.
Thanks to Spirit in us, we are the light of love. And we are in a center of people and on the internet and YouTube that are a community of love and peace and light. And we feel that light and love in this room. We know it goes forth to everyone that we love and everyone that we're around, because we choose love and choose peace every moment. And so it is. In light of, that was a pun, the fact that our message, our monthly concentration is kind of on flow, I have this wonderful book, In the Flow of Life, by Eric Butterworth. Wildly recommend it. He writes really wonderfully, directly and simply, and stays on point. So in Luke, Jesus says, the kingdom of God is within you. And Eric goes on, what is this mystical kingdom? It is the focus of the universe upon and the flow of the universe within humankind. That's each of us. This is made unmistakably clear as Jesus said, it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. In other words, there is a longing at the heart of the universe to flow forth into and to perfect all that has been created. This is the basis of all healing and success and overcoming. The kingdom within is the realm of all potentiality, all substance, all life, all love, all peace. Jesus said, "Do not be anxious about your life, but seek first his kingdom, and all these things shall be yours as well." In other words, get into the flow and you will receive all that you desire or need. And so it is.
Good morning. I have something in my eye. So it may look like I'm winking at you. It may look like I'm crying. I am not crying. I might be winking at you. This song is one of my favorites, and it's definitely how I am feeling today, and I wanted to share that with you. So this is called I'm Frustrated. There we go. There we go. It's called Feeling Good. All right, I'm feeling good. I needed to get that. I needed to get that there. I see you all. It's so wonderful to be here with you. My name is Yvette Trijillo, and it is my pleasure to see each one of your beautiful faces. Thank you so much. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossoms on the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Dragonfly out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day's done, you know what I mean. And this old world, and this new world, and this bold world for me. For me. Stars when you shine, you know how I feel. Scent of the pine, you know how I feel. Oh, freedom is mine, and I know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Oh, I feel good. I feel so good.
Thank you.
Isn't that fun? I'm going to grab my water. Just 1 second. I'm very self-conscious because every time I look down at my pants, I've got this new splat of white as if I'm a school teacher and it's chalk. So I don't know where it's coming from, but I just had this vision that I was walking back up here and there's chalk on my backside. Excellent. Good morning. Good morning. It is such a pleasure to be here with you today. Ooh, here's something you should know about me. I really love change. I do. I love change. I love new. I think it's exciting. I feel like it's an adventure, and I've always felt that way since I was a little kid. I always look forward to the new thing. However, even in the best of circumstances, what I recognize and what I've experienced is that change can be hard. Maybe I would even go as far as to say change is hard. And for me, even though I've loved change my whole life, what I've experienced in the last few years is a tiny bit of shift where I like change, but it's going to take something. And I know it's going to take something. And as you just heard, I'm moving. I'm moving. My beloved wife, Belinda, and I are relocating from Albuquerque to Las Cruces. And although it's not so far, last time we went from Seattle to Albuquerque, much further trip, but still the same amount of packing. Not as much driving. That's really cool. But it does have the same kind of work. And so it's hard. Oh my goodness. Home improvements, all those, the ones that we said we were going to do for the whole time we've been there. Well, now they're happening. And then we have those conversations of seriously, why did we wait? We just had the stucco redone yesterday and Belinda sent me pictures. I'm like, it's so beautiful. Why did we wait? Why do we always wait? So there's this pull and push. And when you get ready to sell your house, you're selling your house. So you're talking about how awesome it is. So all the reasons that I've been like, I'm like, oh my God, this is such a great place. And we live in a walkable neighborhood in the North Valley of Albuquerque. That doesn't happen. And we have a new coffee shop just around the corner. And there's a library that I've never been to. And all the things. So there is this push and this pull that comes along with change now. And it's tough. And I already had a Zillow addiction. I already had one. It is through the roof. It's ridiculous. And I get alerts and I'm constantly oh, what's the new house on the market? And so it's very interesting. And this change is one I've asked for, the one I've prayed for, the one I intended for and dreamed of for over 20 years. This shift to be in service as a leader to this community has been in the works for over 2 decades. I want this, and it's still hard. What if it's not something you've asked for or even want? Change can be hard. Now this month, the theme is the flow of coming and going. And basically what we're looking at is in the face of constant changes and the noise of the world, we can remain still in our center, right? Things are going, things are moving. We can remain still in our center and experience our divinity even in the midst of comings and goings, even in the midst of change, right? Well, that sounds fantastic. And wow, it's tough. So my talk title today is Navigating Change, Finding Stillness in the Shifting Sands. And I had to laugh this morning. I woke up really early. I grew up on a pecan orchard down in La Union, south of here. And so I go stay with my mama. So last night I was on the farm in my old childhood bedroom. And I wake up at about 2:30. And I hear, and I had to laugh. I had to laugh because the winds of change are blowing. The winds of change are blowing quite literally out in the world, in nature today for sure. We drove up and I'm like, my dear Lord, I didn't forget about it, but I have dirt in my eye and I'm like, seriously? I have to get cute glasses because I can't wear my contacts in the spring. But what I do know is that I am in the midst of change and I know that I'm not alone. Now, this is a change that I've asked for. Maybe the change that you all are going through is something that you've asked for. Maybe it's not. Many of you are navigating your own transitions, right? New careers, maybe a change in your job. Changing relationships, perhaps. Health challenges. Spiritual shifts. Those are the kinds of changes that each and every one of you might be going through, and other things. And that's our inner world kind of shifting. Those are the changes on our individual journey. But we're also living through a time of great social upheaval. And tensions are high. That's just what is. And for some, these changes feel like progress. And for others, they feel like loss. That's just the truth of it. But no matter how we feel about the changes that are happening, personally or collectively, going through change requires something of us. It pulls something out of us. And so today I want to explore 3 spiritual anchors to help us navigate change. Isn't that handy? Not just endure them. Not just please let me survive. Let me get to the other side. I often say that when I'm in a hard spot. I'm like, I know that in a period of time, I'm going to be looking back at this. I will have survived, right? And yes, that's absolutely, we want to survive. But how about if we could move through it with grace? How about if we could experience ourselves as courageous? What if we could look back and see that we moved through the change of our life with deep faith? So let's start with the first one, acknowledging the reality of change. We cannot stop the wind. I imagined myself this morning when I woke up, standing in the driveway of the orchard right in front of Mama's house as the winds were blowing. Stop! Right, good luck. We cannot stop the wind. And as a lot of things, often the first step is the hardest. So here we go. We're going to spend a good amount of time here acknowledging the reality of change. So it's tempting to resist change. I think it's actually kind of like human nature to resist change, to try and keep things as they are. But have you ever tried to stop the wind? Have you ever picked up a handful of sand and tried to hold it in your hand? It seeps out between your fingers and through the sides. You can't hold on. Life changes. Change is constant whether we embrace it or not. The question is not how do we stop change, but how do we move through it without losing ourselves? How do we move through change without losing ourselves, not stop change? How do you stop allergies when you're not used to having them? Excuse me. So change is happening. I'm moving. I'm selling my house. I'm buying a new one. I'm moving my butt here. I'm starting a new job. For some of you, the diagnosis has been made. It's been delivered. The relationship has shifted. Maybe it's ended. Maybe it's just beginning. That's still change, right? Our society has and is changing from what we've known it to be. The first step in navigating change is acknowledging that it is happening, that it is real, and that it may bring both loss and opportunity. We honor the grief and fear. We don't do a spiritual bypass. This isn't happening. This isn't happening. We honor the grief and the fear, but we do not let them define us, right? This is scary. This is hard. This is frustrating. I'm acknowledging that these are the experiences, and I do not let them define me. Now, acceptance is not the same to giving up. I've struggled with this one for years and years and years. I'm much better at it now. You're welcome. But I used to think, I can't just accept it. Then I'm just saying that it's okay. That is not what we're saying. Byron Katie, the author of Loving What Is, and the creator of the process called The Work, she says, suffering comes not from what happens, but from our thoughts about what happens. Suffering comes not from what happens, the thing that happens. It is our thoughts about what happens. Oftentimes, it's what we make it mean. Not always just that, but oftentimes. So the work, this process that she has, is a 4-question process that helps us question stressful thoughts. And the first question is it true? This isn't fair. This shouldn't be happening to me. Is it true? Oftentimes the answer is, I feel like it is. This isn't fair. It shouldn't be happening to me. It shouldn't be happening in my lifetime. Question number 2, can I absolutely know that it's true? Absolutely know that it's true? So we're trying to dig in a little bit deeper. How do I react when I believe that thought? How am I behaving? How am I engaging in the world? What are my thoughts focused on? How am I feeling? What is the experience that I have when I believe that thought? This isn't fair. It shouldn't be happening to me. Not in my lifetime. Not right now. And the last question is, who would I be without that thought? That's the kicker for me every time. If I wasn't sitting in and standing in, why me? This isn't fair. It shouldn't be happening right now. It shouldn't be like this. If I release that, who do I get to be? Imagine. It's just an exercise in imagining and in curiosity. Loving what is does not mean giving up or accepting harm. Let me be clear. It means seeing reality clearly so we can respond wisely. It's seeing reality clearly so that we can respond wisely. When we stop fighting reality, we reclaim energy to act from clarity, not fear. So if I'm not, and it should have been, why is this so hard? And I can't believe we didn't do the stucco until now. Why? Why didn't we give ourselves the opportunity to enjoy this beautiful home with its gorgeous new stucco? If I wasn't giving my energy to that, imagine that, all the energy when you're in the frenzy of, oh, it's not fair, it's not right, I'm so angry, this isn't blah, blah, blah. That's a lot of energy. Yeah, can you feel that? What if you could take that energy back and instead act from clarity instead of the fear. It is the difference between drowning in a storm, or for here, standing and getting pelted. You know, it's really hard and it stings and it just hits you. Standing in the storm and getting pelted or drowning if it's raining. It's the difference between that and standing in the center of a storm, moving to the center, choosing our next step with wisdom and with strength. Because, you know, like a hurricane, here's crazy. You can step into the middle and it's calm. There's still a storm. Doesn't change the fact that there is a storm happening. But when you're in the middle, when you are in that peaceful place, now you can choose instead of react. Another way to look at this is from a place of curiosity. Darn this weather, it's really making my throat dry and it's making my nose run. Or maybe, what a wonderful way to get more hydration in my body. So let's look at the parable of the farmer. Have any of you heard of it? You maybe have. So there once was an old farmer, and one day his horse ran away. And his neighbors came by to console him. Oh no, what terrible misfortune. That's so awful. And the farmer simply replied, maybe. And then a few days later, the horse returned and he came back with several wild horses. And the neighbors rejoiced, saying, oh, how wonderful, that's so lucky. And the farmer again said, maybe. And soon after the farmer had his horses, his son tried to ride one of the wild horses, and he was bucked off, and he was thrown off, and he broke his leg. And he helps him on the farm, right? So this is, The neighbors came by again and said, oh no, how awful. And the farmer said, well, maybe. And not long after, the army came through the village, drafting all the young men for war. But because the farmer's son had a broken leg, he was spared. The neighbors came once again and said, what great fortune. And the farmer said, maybe. The story reminds us that we often rush to label something as good or bad based on how we feel about it in the moment. But what if, instead of reacting right away, we stayed open to the unfolding life before us? What if we stayed curious, right? Oh no, something happened. How awful. Whoa. How about if I remained curious? Maybe it's, who knows? And the way that we operate and we talk about in this philosophy is that we know and we hold for the highest and best good in the end. If it's not highest and best, it's not the end yet. Something wonderful is coming. I am declaring it right here and right now. And if I don't see it yet, it's because it's just not here yet. Like the farmer, we can recognize that we don't always see the full picture. From where we stand, we don't always see the big picture. What feels like loss may actually lead to something new. Something wonderful, something extraordinary, something you've been praying for, something you've intended, but you had an idea of how that was going to show up for you. You thought you knew, and this looks nothing like it. Isn't God good? This is radical presence. This is a call, an invitation to radical presence. In time of crisis, whether personal or collective, it's easy to think, that this is the end. This is terrible. I can't believe that there's no coming back from this. And yet, history in our own lives shows us that what seems like destruction can often be the beginning of transformation. I know I've talked about living your life and looking in the rearview mirror. It's evidence that every single time, every single hardship you have survived 100% of the time. Those are some good odds. Those are some very good odds for this too to outcome, to outpicture, to unfold in perfect order for your good. So when we look at our own lives, our own country, our world, we can ask, what if I don't know how this story ends? Does that change the way it feels a little bit? What if I actually don't know how this story ends? What would it feel like to trust in something deeper than my fear? How can I stay open to possibility even when I can't see it yet? Like the farmer, we might just find that what seems impossible today leads to something wondrous and greater tomorrow. So I have a spiritual tool for this piece, and that is, I just mentioned radical presence. So be deeply with what is. Whatever the what is for you, the change for you, whether it is a personal experience that you're having or you're having an experience with something that's going on socially, politically, be deeply with it. Rather than resisting what cannot be controlled, stop, wind. Be with it. And what you are holding on to, what are you holding on to that may no longer serve you? Ask yourself that. What might you be, take a look at it, be with it, and then ask, what are you holding on to that may no longer serve you? That might be a little activating for you. I'm not like saying, what are you thinking? It's not like that. It's not like that. Unexamined beliefs, cultural assumptions, and the need for certainty, these are sometimes things that are no longer serving us. Unexamined beliefs, cultural assumptions, and the need for certainty. For example, the belief that people should be different. That's a big one right now. The idea that outrage is the only valid response. I hear some chuckling. The thought that I can't be at peace until. I cannot be at, but we had evidence of beautiful peace in the meditation this morning. Thank you, Judy. So peace is possible right now in the midst of the storm. But the thought that I can't be at peace until, fill in the blank, that's something that you might be holding on to that is no longer serving you. The next item, finding stillness in the shifting sands. Reverend Dr. Jose L. Sosa, who is the founder and senior minister of the Monterrey Religious Science Center, Monterrey, Mexico, in his book, El Despertar Espiritual, that's spiritual awakening. I'm not going to read it in Spanish, this is translated. It would have been funny though, right? If I'd have just busted out. He says, to enter our chamber is to put aside, to enter our chamber, right, the stillness, to enter our chamber is to put aside the external confusion that may be there, the clash of will and intention, to stop judging from external experiences and to do so from inner tranquility. What happens when you soften? Think about when there's something, a change that you are not happy with. And you feel resistant to it. Now the idea of what happens when you soften. I know for me, when I first think of that, I'm like, are you kidding me? I need to stay vigilant. I have to be strong. I have to make sure I know everything that's going on, and I need to know what my arguments are going to be the next time that it comes up. When Belinda says we can't spend that much on a house, I'm going to be ready. What happens when you soften? Because my invitation is that we do. Acknowledging change isn't enough. It's important, it's key, it's critical. But we need inner stillness to stay steady. We need inner stillness to stay steady. Stillness does not equal disengagement. Right? We have some assumptions about what some of these things mean. Stillness does not mean disengagement. It allows us to respond rather than to react. Again, another one of these practices that helps us to be centered, to be grounded, so that we can have a different experience of life based on how we engage with it. Right? Instead of, this is so wrong, this is so... Now from that place of being anchored, of being still, of being centered, I can respond instead of react. Ernest Holmes, the founder of religious science, the author of The Science of Mind, teaches us that we do not need to fear change because the truth of who we are cannot be lost. That's a big concept, right? Don't be afraid because you're unchangeable. That's fantastic. Right now I'm feeling change. I'm feeling uncomfortable. I'm feeling threatened. When we get still, when we anchor in to that place within us, we can remember that there is something inside of us that can never be harmed. The essential us. The divine part of us that is infinitely and always connected to the universe. To God, that can't be harmed. So it sounds like a little mamby-pamby. There's something in you that can't be harmed. It is foundational. It is mind-blowing if you think about it in the stillness. And consider that Jesus, Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., these folks acted from deep alignment, not from reactivity. So when you can remember the truth of who you are, that you are unchangeable, you can remember that the stillness is actually required for you to respond and not to react, and that you have these fantastic examples of dudes that did cool stuff that we talk about still today. You can remember, you can know that stillness allows us to hear the Spirit calling us to what it is for us to do next. It's calling us, but we need to be still. So instead of rushing, here's the spiritual tool number 2, sacred listening. Instead of rushing into action, pause. Doesn't take a lot. Take a breath. Be still and ask, what is mine to do? Not reacting, not looking around to see what everybody else is doing. What is mine to do? And the third point, acting from love, not fear. Another mamby-pamby term, love. I used to not like the word love. I'm like, oh my God, I see like Valentine's Day decorations and it's so hokey. I really did. I seriously had a problem with the word and the concept of love. It was very interesting. I worked through that, thank you. Change often triggers fear of the unknown. It triggers fear of loss or getting it wrong. Feels like the opposite of love. Fear drives division, anger, retreat, disengagement. But we are called to something higher. We feel it within ourselves. I know when I get caught up in the race consciousness of everything's wrong and I can't believe it and I can't believe they're doing this and those people. And I get in a conversation and there's like energy and I'm like, I can hear my higher angel, my wiser self, spirit, like, pumpkin, sweet pea. For real? You know that there's something bigger going on here. You know that there is something greater. Ernest Holmes in The Science of Mind says there is a power for good in the universe greater than we are, and we can use it. That is the power of love. It is a power, it is a force, and we can use it. Acting from love, again, is not inaction. Acting from love is not inaction. It means we move forward without making enemies of each other. How powerful is that right now? Acting from love means that we move forward. We move forward without making enemies of each other. We hold space for those who suffer and for those who see change differently. Our brothers and sisters, divine expressions of God who don't see the world the way that we do. And when we act from love, we become bridge builders. We in this room are the bridge builders in this world. Yes, you. Yes, you. We are bridge builders, and we need some bridges built, my friends. So spiritual tool number 3, love in action. Before reacting, ask yourself, am I acting from love or fear? Am I speaking to build connection or deepen division? That's the little angel on my shoulder. And what would love have me do? Change is here. It will continue. But how we meet it is up to us. How we meet it is up to us. Radical presence, acknowledge what is and be with it. Sacred listening, find the stillness within the storm and discern what Spirit is calling you to do. Love in action, move forward, not from fear, but from love. Transformation comes when we meet change consciously. May we be still enough to hear Spirit's call. May we be brave enough to answer it. May we walk together through the shifting sands, trusting that something greater unfolds. Namaste.
And thank the practitioners for moving into place to surround us. Anyone else who wants to add their energy to the room? Thank you. What a timely message, and things are changing for good in this place, let me tell you, because we've got Yvette on our side and in our presence. And I just have to say, what is that? A lighter. The light. Not only do we have her words of wisdom that we get to look forward to, we have that amazing voice, don't we? Wasn't that amazing? Yeah. More to come. So for now, let's just ground within that deep breath she spoke of, that still center, that place that is love in us expressing as us, also known by many names, one of which we call God. We call it Spirit, we call it Universe. And we allow it to move freely in and through us to express as us in all that is showing up in our life. Anything that feels like change, anything that incites fear, anything that brings us to our knees, we just center in and allow that expression of Spirit, of love itself, to be us, as us, and express through us. What a beautiful reminder. I am so grateful for the words that I've listened to this morning. I'm grateful for the change that is taking place here in our center, for all the good that is coming for us, through us, and expressing as us. as we take all the love that we gain here out into the world and share. We are the light, we are the bridge, we are love itself expressing. And so we just release this knowing and this awareness in these words as we say together, and so it is. Thank you, and more music from Yvette.
So I invite you to stay in that contemplative, quiet consciousness as we move through this song. And if you feel comfortable, close your eyes and just receive. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release. In a world full of chaos and noise, I awake to these precious moments when I hear all that could ever be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God, I find myself. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release. From a world full of chaos and noise, I awake to these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God, I find myself. I awake to these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God, I find God, I find myself. And so it is.
Take a nice deep breath. Bring your awareness back into your bodies. That was absolutely beautiful. Now we know how it is we can center in and bring ourselves back to that place of peace no matter what's going on in our lives and in the world around us. And so again, thank you, Yvette, for sharing with us this morning. And I can't wait to have more of the goodness that you bring to this community. We're so glad to have you on board. Yes? Yes? Yes. And so now is that time when we can consider giving back to this center that holds this space for all of us to be the love that we are, the light that we are, to come together and feel that peace that is right here in this room, and know that it's always here available to us, even throughout the week. You can come in and just sit if you need to. find people that you can get hugs from and be a part of the energy and the love that's present in this space. 10% of everything that comes in monetarily, we tithe back out into the community in some way. We keep that flow. Talk about coming and going. We keep that flow. And we're switching months. We're in March, believe it or not, with the wind. I guess we believe it. And 10% of everything that comes through the center this month is going to Las Cruces Vet Center. They offer confidential help for veterans, service members, and their families at no cost in a non-medical setting. And there's a lot more you can see here. You can read all that in our newsletter as well, and probably on the website. But this is where 10% of all that comes through the center this month is going to support the Las Cruces Vet Center. So now please join me as we say our blessing and think about that flow as we do. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, in me. Accented by our safety workers out there. We are grateful, and we can sing, I am so blessed.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
We are blessed. I'm sure you feel it this morning. And I am grateful for all that moves in and through here, the love, the energy of all of you, the supply that supports keeping this place alive and well. And we are abundant and we are doing well. And I am so grateful for that as well. Thank you, God. Thank you for all that comes in and through here. And thank all of you. And so it is. What are we closing out with?
Go out and shine.
Go out and shine. Everybody can stand and sing and dance as we go out and shine. Practitioners are here to pray with you and support you if you'd like. We are so grateful you are here, and we've got more good stuff coming this month. Have a wonderful week.